Hi everyone, and welcome to Monday evening, where together we unlock some paper crafting fun. Every Monday evening we are found here, and I'm so glad that you're joining us tonight. My name is Lillian and I'm coming to you from Alberta, Canada, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator who loves to share what I'm learning and discovering and sharing ideas. And then I love it even more when you do it and share as well. So thank you so much for joining in. And I think a few of you are starting to say hi already. And that is great. I love that. And as you're saying hi, be sure to hit that share button so you can share this video with your friends. Even if you're on YouTube, if you could share too, or even hit that subscribe button. So I know we have people watching on Facebook Live and then later on YouTube. So thank you for sharing and everybody who's joining in and saying hi. That's just super. I love that. Now, I asked a question on my Facebook group this weekend, and I said, or I didn't ask a question, I made a statement. I said, these aren't my pajamas, this is my crafting uniform. So what is your crafting uniform? I'm going to ask you too. For me, it's something that is stretchy and comfortable. And then Karen mentioned dark. And yes, I do tend to wear something dark, especially dark jeans or pants, because I often am wiping my inky fingers on my pants. So Karen, you are right. Something dark so that I can clean my fingers, or even when there's ink on a block, I'll be cleaning it on my pants too. So what is your crafting uniform? What do you like to wear while you're crafting? So while you're entering that, I'm going to go down to my desktop and we'll go from there. So here we go. Share what you love to wear when you're crafting. And I've got my camera just a smidge high tonight because fairly early in the process, I'm going to use the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So then I'll bring you a little lower to my desktop after that. So I was playing around and I've got my, oh, well, we'll just have it this way right now. So there you go. Somebody, I'm impressed if you can be inspired in the middle of the night, Linda. And PJ's, yes, wonderful. Middle of the night is likely my least inspired time. I tend to sleep right through the night and become very grouchy if I wake up or I get woken up. Okay, so as you're doing that, last week I shared how to use the Yeti stamp and turn it into a monster. And remember, when you leave comments, your name goes into the draw and one person will receive the card. So Kathy G, she commented on YouTube, and this will be going in the mail to her. So Kathy, thank you so much. And if you send me your actually, I have your address, so that's all good. So I also have this card from a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still waiting for the address. It's another Kathy, believe it or not. Kathy, and I don't know how to say your last name properly, but I'll say Sosh, something like that. If you send me your mailing address, I will send that to you. I just don't have it. So we will put that to the side and take a look at a couple of things tonight before we get started. I'm loving to see what you are wearing as your crafting uniform. That's so good. All right, Paper Pumpkin, a new one is being released, so you have to register or order it before, what are we, September, before October 10th. And it is a Christmas one. So a lot of you make your Christmas cards. They say October is the Christmas card making month. And so this will have you all prepared. It's a kit, and you can see some little clues that might be in the kit. You make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, and then you have coordinating envelopes. And what is more, when you you get it. You might want to be thinking about ordering the next one as well, because they can stand alone, but they also coordinate, so they work well together. So just put that in your thinking cap, and it's a little cheaper if you order a 3-month subscription versus a 1-month. So just something to think about there. And weekly deals, so every Thursday. Last week I said Tuesday. It's every Thursday. In September, Stampin' Up! Is releasing new weekly deals, and these are them here. Now you can see them on my website, and you can also order there. And if you have a smaller order, this is the hostess code to use. So wonderful. This is already on my list. I'm going to be ordering this. Is the slimline envelopes and a few other things on here. So we've got the velvet paper, this rose gold specialty paper, and also many other things. So do be keeping an eye on that. So that's my chit chat for right now, and we are going to go and take a look at something that you can use for your Thanksgiving table, but then I'm going to show how you can use it for all different other occasions too. So a lot of you like to make a little decoration, a little thing for your place setting, a little name tag, that kind of thing to decorate your tables. And so in Canada, Thanksgiving is the second Monday in October, so it's coming up quickly. So as creators, we have to get busy and be thinking about it, don't we? So here we go. We're going to go back to the annual catalog and look at something that caught my eye right off the bat. And I have played with it a bit, but I haven't shown it to you. And that is what we call a standalone die. It's called Cracker and Treat Box. So it looks a little strange right here. I'm going to share a little bit more with you in a minute, and then you can see it in use on page 45. So let's turn back to page 45, and you can see a few Christmas examples here. So what exactly is in that die set? There's tons of stuff in that die set. So there are 10 dies. I always write here how many dies, and then there's this one big one, so I don't have to measure it every time. I just write down at 5 inches by 6 inches for the box so that I can remember. So you get this, which is going to make the Christmas, or not Christmas, the cracker or treat box. Then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different labels. And then you get 2 dies that cut out little stars and little hearts. So what does that really look like? You all know that I like to do this right off the bat. So the die looks like this, and it actually, I don't think you can see, but it actually makes score lines. So it makes it really easy. Now these are what comes out when you cut out this, and I think this has potential for all kinds of stuff. So that's why I put that there as well. So then these are the little hearts and stars, and then these are your labels here. So one thing you will notice that these labels and this one, they fit right in the sides if you wanted to make a shaker box, or if you wanted to cut out a little window or have a label that fits. So this is what the die looks like when it's cut out. And let's just put that to the side for a moment and bring in the paper we're going to use. So I'm focusing on something for Thanksgiving, so I'm using the Rustic Harvest designer paper. So this is one piece from it that I've cut 5 by 6 because I know the die is going to fit on that. But let me just show you. I know I've shown it before, but it is absolutely gorgeous paper, and I just want you to be, I've almost used it all up. So it has the gorgeous fall colors, but it adds black into the mix, which we don't tend to think of with our fall colors. And they just seem to work so, so well together. That's one side. And then the other side is all black and white. So on this side, you can use it as black and white, or you can color it, or you can sponge over top, and you can make this any color you want. We're going to use the colored side tonight, but obviously the back side is going to show a little bit. So let's move that to the side and bring in, let's do our die cutting right off the bat. We'll bring in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine right here. And look at this, I've got a new plate. There's hardly a mark on it, but I bet you can see what I cut most recently. Might be a little gnome that I was cutting. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my paper on, and I'm going to bring in this nice big die, and you can see how the score lines are going to go. So I'm just going to put this on here. Now remember, when you are running something that has a long edge through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, if possible, turn it at a little bit of an angle. It's less pressure going through the rollers initially. You know how you hear that clunk sometimes? It just is a little more gentle on your machine. It's not going to kill it to go straight, but it just works a little better if you put it at a bit of an angle. It doesn't have to be a big one, but of course you have to make sure everything's going to fit on your plate. So there we've got our sandwich, just the regular sandwich that we tend to use the most often. We're going to run it through, just like that. Do you see I didn't hear a big, huge clunk that time around? I'm going to put the machine out of the way here, and we'll take the layers off. And when you use a 5x6 sheet, this is all of the scraps you have left. So that works out pretty nicely. And look at how easily it falls out of the die. So here we go. That one went flying. So we'll move the die out of the way. And here it is right here. Now we have these little pieces. It's up to you if you want to save them or not. We'll just put them to the side right now, and I'll decide on that later. So now I'm going to bring you a little closer, I hope. Oh, maybe, yeah, there, woo, got really close. Maybe I practiced this, but obviously I should just leave well enough alone. Didn't practice it enough. So there we go. So now, can you see that there are score lines there? So what I'm going to do is just start folding on the score lines and burnish them with my bone folder, just like that. Now tonight I am just going to show you the size that the die makes, but you can actually alter the sizes quite readily, but I'm going to do that on a different video because otherwise it would have gotten too long tonight. So now we've got it, so it's going to go like a tube, but there are other die or other score lines. So there's one right here. So we're just going to guide those in. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to see, and we'll go like that. And then there's another one that's right here. And because I've made it a few times, I know it goes in as well. The first time I did it the other way. No big deal. It's just, you just reverse fold it then. So there we go. And there we go like that. So has this die caught anybody else's eye? Have any of you played with it yet, or have you been thinking about it? Just wondering about that. And there we go. We use, those Christmas crackers. We quite enjoy them as a family, and the grandkids love them. So this is going to be a mini one. And there. So now I've done all of my folding. So it looks kind of weird right now, but that's the way it is. And then what you're going to do to put it together is one of the panels is just going to go on top of the other panel, like that. So I'll just show you this. It comes together so easily, and then you can make it as complicated as you want after that. So I'm going to put some tear and tape here. You could use Seal Plus, but you do need a strong adhesive. And then in figuring it out, so if this is going to go on top of that, I looked, it's too skinny here for tear and tape, but these two are going to overlap. So I'm going to put just a bit of tear and tape right on this piece here, and just a bit. And you know what? You likely don't even need to do this, but I chose to do it. You know me, sometimes I go into overkill a little bit, but this is what works for me. So now I'm going to peel the backing off And for those of you who aren't used to tear and tape, it is a really strong adhesive. I call it the duct tape of the craft world. It really hangs on firmly. So now that's the sticky part. I'm going to fold the other edge over and bring the sticky part in. I'm going to keep my fingers on the ends so that won't stick down. I'm only wanting to stick the middle. Do you know what? It's hard for you to see, isn't it? Let me bring this in so you can see better. So it's sticky here. I'm keeping my fingers there till it's lined up with the fold and pressing down. I've still got my fingers here, but once that's in place, it's pretty easy. This is just going to line up and press and line up and press. And just like that, then you squeeze in here and you have made yourself a cracker. So all you need to do is just tie it or whatever and decorate it. So wouldn't these look great on the plate or at a place setting for Thanksgiving? So let's see. Let's have a little bit of fun decorating them. So we're going to bring in, we could close the ends off with either twine or we could use ribbon. Let's see what looks good here. Oh, even the white twine looks good. I think I'm going to go with this. I should ask you, I know, but I decided to make an executive decision there. I'm going to tie off one end and then we're going to talk about what size of things would be going in here. So let's see. Bring in my ribbon scissors and instead of tying a bow, I'm going to tie a knot. So I'm just going to go like that. Now, I could use the ribbon as is, but I'm going to just cut this ribbon and make it even skinnier, and then it'll be fluffy too. Do you ever do this to your ribbon? Cut it up into strips. Sometimes I'm more successful than others, and it doesn't matter if you don't cut that straight. No one's ever going to know by the end. I did this on that soft seedlings card, that maple leaf card that I did a couple of weeks ago too. And I might have cut this a little short for tying. Actually, I did. I'm going to save that for another project and make it a little bit bigger. And I'm not going to waste time cutting, but you get the idea of what that would look like. It would look all fluffy and cute, but I'm going to go like this then and just wrap it around. And I'm going to tie a knot. And I'm going to show you others later on where I tied bows, because those of you who know me know I love to be able to get in and sneak the treats out. But this time I'm just going to tie it. Well, actually, it looks like it's going to hold even without a knot. That's just a single tie right there, and I can clip that. And I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But what I want to do is to show you types of things or sizes of things that will fit in here. So obviously candy. So your little mini Aero bars, your Lindt chocolates would fit in here. Let's get that back out. Your Smarties will fit in there. This individual little bubble things, if you were doing a child's birthday party, it will fit in. I had one in the other day. Lip gloss, lip balm fits in beautifully. Coins fit in just perfectly. You could always roll up some money if you were doing it for a wedding or something like that and tuck it in. Guess what else fits? Our twine. So if you were giving it to a crafty friend, you could even put our twine in there. So, and look, there's lots of room still. So you can see it wouldn't hold two of them, but it holds one. So there's a little bit of room in there. But in our home, at Thanksgiving time, my husband loves to go around the table, just get rid of this, and ask, what are you thankful for? So I have learned not to put the food on the table and have it getting cold. So I thought, well, it would be nice if we wrote what we were grateful for and roll it up and put it in here. So I just took a piece of copy paper, but I used the soft seedling stamp set and embossed it so we could write on there and then roll it up and put that in there as well. So there are all kinds of ideas depending on what occasion you're making it for. So now I will tie the other end and see. I usually keep ribbon on the roll until I finish tying. I got a little carried away there. I was still intent on cutting up the ribbon, but there we go. So snip, 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 and snip, and we've got that done. So just like that, you've got this all done. So how can we decorate it and make it look even more special? Well, you can do all kinds of things. You could bring in your washi tape and put a little, all of these washi tapes look pretty good with it. And they're so sparkly, but I'll save that for another project. What we can do is bring in this, it's called Leaf Label and Amber Gem Combo Pack. So in this, it's in the mini catalog, and you get, now I'm missing quite a few of the gems. There were actually a whole row is gone, plus I think I've used some. And then you get, I think is it 20 leaves? So between this and the leaves, it's 50, but you get a lot of leaves. So let's take one of the leaves, and we likely will use the gems, but we'll put them aside for right now. And what we're going to do is run this leaf through this embossing folder here. We are also going to do a few other things to it too, but before we run it through, we're going to bring in a piece of scrap paper and some soft suede ink. I thought soft suede was likely the closest color, and we're going to ink the edges. So we're going to just add a little depth to this leaf. So already we're changing the look of the leaf. Look, oh, I could be making another card, couldn't I? But I'm not. So anyway, we've got it like that. And we'll close this up. And we'll bring the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine back in. And we're going to bring our specialty plate and our platform. Just got to get organized here. So we've got our regular platform, our specialty plate, and we're going to tuck this leaf into one of the Stripes and Splatters embossing folders. Now this embossing folder even fits in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to run it through. Like that. We'll get rid of this again. And take it out, and now we have a leaf that has shading, it has texture. Then I think we need to do something else yet. So let's bring in the scrap paper, and we're going to bring in a block, and we're going to bring in some craft ink refill. So all of our inks come in bottles like this. Now this is the craft ink. It's not the usual ink, but it is what we're using with our white. So I just want a little bit because I want to create a little effect here. And at least I'm really happy with how it turns out. So I hope you are too. So now I'm bringing in my water painter, and I want to get some water. So there's water in the barrel here. I just want to squeeze and get a little puddle of water. And I'm going to now get the paint nice and watery. Just like that. And now I'll just tap it against my bone folder, and hopefully I will spray it only where I want to spray it. Just like that, we have sort of changed, I call it enriched the leaf. Isn't that neat? All right, so now I'm just going to get some of that off, and I'm going to wash all of this right away after I'm finished tonight, because it is a more permanent ink. So I'm going to clean that up right away. I'll clean this over here. So now I've got this made. What am I going to do with it? Well, I did a few leaves from the aspen, you know, the one that has the, where did I do? I just put it somewhere. Oh, well, I don't have it here. And I thought, what if I layered these up somehow? Now, this is meant to be a tag, but you know, you can hide that hole pretty easily. So, and ooh, how many of you like that paper? That's that distressed gold again. I think it's going to be back in stock pretty soon. So let's see, let's layer. So, ooh, there, so that like that. Now we could bring in, this is Mary Merlot, which is one of the colors in the paper. And what if we go like that? Yes, those aspen tree dies, Linda, are amazing. They are back ordered right now, or not in stock, so we can't order them, but they're supposed to be in pretty soon. So I don't mind it looking a bit like that. Let's see if I put it on here. That would, ooh, yes. Now, if I brought in one of the labels like that, just like that, I just happened to do that, and I'm going to show you how I did it in a minute. Look at that. Wouldn't that look neat on there? So I'm going to bring this in and rest it there. And just before I assemble that, I want to show you how I did that. On some scrap black paper, I used my embossing buddy. Now, I wanted a small word because remember, I was using this die right here. I wanted to use that. So I wanted something that was going to fit in there. And when I was looking through my word stamps, I came across Bamboo Beauty, and there's the word grateful, but it has these words here. So what I did, oh, I've got it already mounted. I'm ahead of myself. What I did was I took and I mounted the stamp, and then I took some of our masking paper. You can see I've done it with this paper lots, and I covered up the words I didn't want. Just like that. And then I took my Versamark ink and I inked up the word grateful. Then I took the masking paper off, and again, I kept it so I can use it another time. I love that masking paper. And let's see, stamped. Now remember, Versamark is a watermark ink, so it doesn't show up very well, but what it does is stays wet, and so it will hold your embossing powder. So let's bring the embossing powder in and sprinkle it on. Just like that. And then when you heat it up, it gets shiny like this, and then I cut it out with the die. So I did the stamping first and then cut it out. So I'll heat that later off camera, so that because you've seen me do that many times, and if you're new, go back and watch some of the other videos and you'll see what happens when you heat that up. So let's go back now to this, and let's build this together a little bit. So let's see, I want to, every time I do this, it comes out differently. I want to put it a bit like that. And notice I just put the glue in the middle so I could pick this up and tuck if I want. Do I like it like that? Leaf arranging is not my strong suit, pardon me. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have it come down like that. And then I'm going to put Grateful on. And I think I just might use many dimensionals. I hadn't thought this part through totally. So we'll put one here and one here. Just like that. So if it's going to go on here like that, we want it on here like that. There we go, and we'll bring in some dimensionals, and let me just see. I want it here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dimensionals here because I'm not sure exactly where to put them on the back of the leaf. So if I put them here, it will work out, I think, beautifully. Now, if I wanted to make these name cards, I could put someone's name here, right? The name. Oh, that's what Fran just said too. Fran, you and I were just thinking alike. You could also, on the big leaf, yes, as a place marker. Perfectly, yes. So it could go like that. And then, whoops, I've got grateful crooked. It's a good thing I didn't press very hard. There we go. Let's straighten grateful out a little bit, unless I intended it to go crooked. Now we're going to bring those leaves and gems back in, and I think we could do a little embellishment. So let's see, we could put one right there. I think I'm going to put one here and one here. And I'm likely getting a little carried away. It likely would have looked nice even with just one embellishment. But, you know, never can have too much bling, right? And so there is a little idea to put on your Thanksgiving table. Now, here, remember I've shown you before a card made with that same set of papers. So I could do it that way, and I could actually make it a little gift if I wanted. They would look gorgeous together. But let me just show you some of the other things I've done with that die. So I have played just a little bit. So I took the Gingham Cottage designer paper and the orange and the black, and then I used the Alpha Best stamp, and then I used the banner that came with that die and used it down here to underneath just to anchor that. So that would look really cute to put a little thing on someone's desk or in someone's lunchbox. Or you could take the boo out and put the little gnome on. So if you give the gnome some Halloween colors, and look what I just learned to do tonight, just before I started the video. I don't know if you can see here. I saw a couple of people showing how to make these swinging feet, and I really like that. And so I had to have a little play with that. So you could do that, but again, you could just switch it out like that. Or you have to use designer paper? No, it works with cardstock. So here I used the Real Red cardstock. I used that glitter washi tape, a little tiny piece of the distressed gold paper, and then I cut a little piece of the washi tape off and put it right in there. So if you were like me, when I first looked at how to make a buckle, I thought you had to cut a hole in the middle, but no, you just cut another piece and glue it on top, and it makes life much easier. Then I used the star die to make the buttons. So there is a Christmas related one right there. Then I did another one, and this one I did not get it finished, but I wanted to show how you could use the dies to create a window. And you could actually put a window sheet in there and make this whole thing a shaker, or you could just have your little treat showing through. So just like that. And this is the same package of paper as this here. It looks so different. Then I thought, well, oh, I forgot to show one thing. Sorry, I'm going to back up. Back to here, I used that same stamp set and made the word thankful, so we could have gone like that too. So just giving you ideas of how you can decorate. Then I took the silhouette Oh, I've forgotten the name of this paper. I can't believe it. Anyway, it's something with silhouettes. Some of you will know, so I'm sure you're going to type it in for me. And I did it with this, and I thought, ooh, how would I decorate that? Well, partly it depends what you're going to use it for, but I was thinking more like a wedding or something like that, or an anniversary. So I was playing around a little bit with the silhouette dies then, and I started to cut out of copper, and this is the, I can never say it right, Pearlescence Specialty Paper. So I don't know if you can see, but there's a shimmer to that, and that is in the annual catalog as well. So if we brought some of these in and layered them on, however, I have to work on that a little bit, and we could fasten that on. Wouldn't that look so pretty? And you wouldn't have to put any words on it if you didn't want to, but I think that looks so neat. And then remember what those let me just show you the pieces that came out when you cut the box. This here, I had to try just a simple little something to show you. So I put them down on some basic white and then ran it all, and stamped first, and then ran it through the embossing folder and then put it on here, and that's how you can use those scraps. And then I had some extra ones. Splendid Day. Oh, thank you, Lynn. I knew somebody would rescue me. I put a few more in here because I just had a few more. So just another way to use your scraps, and you can think of all kinds of things. Give those scraps to a kid and they're going to make all kinds of designs with it. So those are just some ways to get your brain percolating with ideas for the cracker and treat box. And you can see that it's not for just one occasion, but we are coming up on Thanksgiving, and so I wanted to share this and how to use that leaf, give you an idea for those leaves, because they are just ready to go, and then you can dress them up or leave them as is. So that being said, I have just a couple more things to share with you. I have some show and tell. I've received a few cards in the mail and I wanted to share. I received this card from Carolyn, and I really like how she used, I believe it's her pencil crayons on the black paper. So she embossed in white and then colored with her pencil crayons, and everything just pops because of that black. It's something like this, the colors pop right here. So thank you, Carolyn. And then I received this one from my friend Sharon, and look how she's dressed the gnome. He doesn't have to have red toadstools or a red Christmas hat. And then she's got this now retired embossing folder, but it looks perfect with that. And then I received this card from Karen, and she did some watercolor technique on here that I'm going to have to learn because I really, really love how that turned out. And then Karen also embossed the flap of her envelope. So you just might be inspired by that. It's just a lovely touch. So all of this, oh, Karen, you're saying you might need that die. It is a fun die, and you can actually make these much bigger, and I will have to show you another time. But so you're not limited to just that size. So when you go to a dollar store, you can find little toys that go in it. And so it doesn't have to be candy, although I never turn down candy, right? So those of you who get my newsletter or you've been on my Facebook page today, you know that I've just released a new class, Snowflake Vellum Class to Go. Now this class uses, just let me grab it. It uses this stunning paper, and you will get a quarter package. So you'll get 6 by 12 sheets. So 3 of the designs are flocked, and this is one of those where you just have to touch it. And 3 of the designs are foil. They're the same designs, just one set is flocked, one set is foil. And in the class, you'll get that. You'll also get a package of iridescent rhinestones. You'll get 2 yards of the glitter organdy ribbon, and you'll get a package of the wonderful snowflakes. So check out my newsletter. Check out, I shared a video about it, or go to right here, the Snowflake Vellum class and find out all the information for that. And then last but not least, we are just about finished creating all the projects for Stamping Staycation, and we're excited about them, and I think you guys are going to be too. So make sure you check out about Stamping Staycation too. For just $52, you are going to get tons of inspiration to keep you going well into the next few months. And well, you'll always have access to them, so maybe the rest of your life. No, rest of your crafting life. We will show Christmas ideas, but we will also show how those ideas can be used across many occasions and seasons. So again, if you go here, and I'll put the links for these things in the description of this video once I'm finished, but go to there and find out more, or contact me and I can tell you more. So that is it. I think I'm ready to wrap it up, but have some fun creating a little Thanksgiving thing for your table, or a little gift for somebody, or a little hostess gift, or create something for another occasion. All right, thanks for joining me tonight, everyone, and it's been fun. Take care. Bye-bye.